tuned. Increase the audio level of your radio set because it's gonna be a jolly good ride. Let's get into the show proper as Team Nigeria on Monday won a first gold medal in the ongoing African Beach Games that is currently going on in Tunisia. The duo of Samson Funsho and Funto Rashida Salau victory over their Madagascar opponent in the final of the tech ball mixed double event gave Nigeria its first gold in the multi-sport competition. The victory also means Funto and Salau become the first ever tech ball players to win gold for Nigeria at any international tournament. Funto and Nigeria's number one tech ball players Victoria Ayemade combined to defeat host Tunisia in the double event to increase it to 2 gold medals. Ayemade failed to make it to the third gold for Team Nigeria as he capitulated to his Cameroonian opponent in the finals of the single event, but earned a silver medal for his troubles. Meanwhile, earlier on Monday, Esther Toko put Nigeria on the podium for the first time since the competition began on the 22nd of June. Toko won bronze for Nigeria in rowing. In rowing. Yes, that is it has been talking about the ongoing African beach competition that is going on in Tunisia. It is something that we must commend this athlete for because they are actually putting smiles on the faces of Nigeria despite how challenging it has been in terms of preparation, also in terms of the financial difficulties. Alright, let's delve over to the interview that was done a couple of hours ago as a former Nigerian international Silvanus Okpala has urged the Super Eagles coach Jose Peseiro to use mainly home boys players in the final games of the 2023 AFCON qualifiers against Sao Tome and Principe. The Super Eagles, I beg your pardon, who have already secured the ticket to the next year's AFCON after defeating Sierra Leone by 3-2 match day 5 in Monrovia, Liberia. And up next for the Super Eagles is the game between Sao Tome and Principe that will be going down sometimes in September. Meanwhile, Okpala, who also was an AFCON winner in 1980, urged the Portuguese coach to use the game to try out some home-based players. I would like the home-based players to be used for this match against Sao Tome and Principe, he said in an exclusive interview. There's no need to invite mainly Super Eagles players whether the game will be played either home or away. Okpala, a member of the later Stephen Keshi's coaching crew that led to the Eagles to the win in the 2013 AFCON, also urged Peseiro to invite foreign-based players who have not had a regular time in the Eagles. He also added, I expect foreign-based players who have not been a regular in the team to be invited, talking about advice straight from an elder who has played the game and won it as a player and also been part of the coaching crew. Who was also part of the coaching crew with coach the latest Stephen Keshi to the AFCON title in 2013. And when such an individual speaks, it is the best that is listened to, talking about advice straight from an elder. And if you ask me, I think it is something that Coach Peseiro should also take notice of and follow his advice, despite Coach Peseiro has come out to say that, look, as far as is concerned, he is not inviting any more players because what he has is enough for him to prosecute the game. Alright, let's delve over to another story that is not just nice at all. Talking about J-Time, talking about sexual assault, talking about players who cannot control their libido, talking about the former Eagle Eaglet star and FC Copenhagen over Denmark forward Kinkumi Amo, who has been sentenced to 1 year in prison for sexual assault. In a tweet by former BBC World player reporter Osasua Obaiwa also said that Amo was sentenced by a Danish court on Friday, the 23rd of June 2023. This is not nice at all. However, here Amao stated that he will appeal the decision in court, but when it did, it was ruled against him. Also, it was posted also that by a Danish newspaper, Extract Bladet, who discovered the outcome of the Friday's trial. This is the outcome of the trial, which has been going on for almost the month of June, where a top player in Danish football has been charged with rape in a sexual relationship other than intercourse, as well as attempted rape and violation of 2 women. Wow! It happened after he was found guilty of all 3 charges in the Copenhagen District Court by a dissenting magistrate on Friday afternoon, and it was a shaken man who received a sentence as he stood there in the middle of the room and listened to the outcome: an unconditional prison sentence for 1 year. Assault, rape on 2 women, and he was found guilty. Despite his eyewitness, all could not defend him, and our own will be serving a 1 year prison term. It is not known when he will appeal to go to court, that is, if he wishes to go to court. But the 21-year-old was then arrested in September 2022 before he was released on bail on October the 7th. But then the Danish authority at first brought forward criminal charges against Amao in April 2022, and then again in July and August the same 2022. It's looking at that Amao, who has been on the case of the district court, talking about the one in Denmark, is something that it has been repeatedly done time and time again in April, in July, and in August 2022. This time he was found guilty, and he could not just escape this one. He will be serving a 1 year prison term. Hopefully, when he comes out, he will learn to respect women. Alright, let's delve over to one more stories from the local scene as we'll step out into the ever busy world of transfer, as I connected to some of the trending transfer stories that is making round in the world of sport. Meanwhile, Audio Igalo has come out to heap praises on his fellow countryman Victor Osimhen, and urges him to break more record. Recall that Victor Osimhen surpassed Ahmed Musa and also Samson Siasia on the goal scoring chart, talking about the most goals for the Super Eagles, as he stands on 17 goals after 25 matches. Although he has surpassed Audio Igalo's record for the Super Eagles, but the man has come out to praise and commend him and urge him to do more. Victor Osimhen, who scored 26 goals in the Serie A in the just concluded season, and also won the Serie A Forward of the Year award, is one that is a set sight on repeating the same feat if he chooses to remain with the Naples. Alright, let's delve over to the foreign scene as we are hearing reports that RB Leipzig wants at least 100 million euros for their Croatian defender Jasko Viedol. Manchester City are working to sign RB Leipzig defender Jasko Viedol, but the German club want at least 100 million euros for their most prized asset. City boss Pep Guardiola is a big admirer of the 21-year-old centre-back who starred at the World Cup last year. It was reported that Viadola has a release clause in excess of 110 million euros, which can be triggered next summer. But if they choose to sell right now, he will not be sold for anything less than 100 million euros. Viadola, who made 41 appearances for RB Leipzig last season and scored against City in the first leg of the Champions League last 16 time, which they went on to lose 8-1 on aggregate. He has played a 21 cap for Croatia and scored in their third place playoff victory over Morocco in the Qatar 2022. Alright, let's also get more updates in the world of transfer, as a Manchester City have stepped up their chase for the England midfielder Declan Rice. Although Declan Rice fancy a move to the Emirates, but Man City is a team that is showing more interest compared to Arsenal. Arsenal, whose £90 million bid was rejected 4 days ago, promises to come back with an improved deal, but Manchester City has set eyes on Declan Rice after the departure of Ike Gundogan on a free transfer to FC Barcelona. And meanwhile, Manchester United are also previewed in terms of players that they want to sign, about the financial constraint and also this confusion surrounding the sale of the club have thrown players, administrators, and potential players into confusion, as the players and the club hierarchy do not know what's in the card for the Glazers family. Recall that the Glazers family sometimes in November 2022 announced that they will put up the franchise for sale, but up until now they have not decided as to whom they will sell the club to, or if the club will be sold at all. Players like Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire, Jadon Sancho, Antonio Martial, Bruno Fernandes, and a whole lot of others are in total confusion as to whether they will pledge a contract, they will pledge their future to the club, or other intending players that Manchester United have been linked to might want to come to a club who do not know their left from their right or from their middle, or exactly what they want will be a huge stumbling block. Meanwhile, Manchester United coach Erik ten Hag is also confused as is cash strapped on the players that he wants to sign. Also, David De Gea, the shortstopper for Manchester United, is on a contract dilemma as to whether he will extend his contract or maybe leave the club on a free transfer, as the club has yet to offer him a new contract. His contract is set to expire in exactly 3 days from today, and he do not know as to whether he will remain with Manchester United or not. Alright, let's track more stories making run in the world of transfer, as a Chelsea's keeper Cesar Azpilicueta has signed a 2-year deal with the Serie A giant Inter Milan. According to Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Cesar Azpilicueta is set to become the latest player to exit Chelsea this summer. The likes of N'Golo Kante, Edouard Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly, and Hakim Ziyech have departed the London club. Azpilicueta is now the latest player who is on the verge of bringing the curtains on his time at the Blues. Azpilicueta, during his time at Chelsea, won the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, UEFA Champions League Cup, the Europa League, the UEFA Super Cup, and the FIFA Club World Cup. It is also understood that Chelsea's final green light to Cesar Azpilicueta's contract termination is expected sooner, and the work is in progress. Verbal agreement has been made between Azpilicueta's camp and Inter Milan for a 3-year contract. All is set. It's all about passing medicals and agreeing a final fee, and Azpilicueta will be an Inter Milan player come next season. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi has won the best foreign-based player in the Ligue 1 after tipping the likes of Terran Murphy, Yasin Ben Yedder, and other stars to that award, despite all of them scoring more goals than Lionel Messi. And Messi, who registered 16 goals and 16 assists in the Ligue 1 last season, was voted as the best player in the La Liga from a foreign club. With that, even though the fans have been frustrated by his performance and also not guiding PSG to winning the Champions League, and they have called for his exit from the club, as well as marching to his house to ask him to leave the club, Messi has finally left PSG for Inter Miami. Alright, let's quickly delve into the world of tennis. As a reporter, we are getting is that Iga Swiatek escaped a scare in the ongoing Queen's Cup as she prepares for the Wimbledon Open. World number one later next month, on the 3rd of July to be specific. It will be the open of the third Grand Slam of the year. Alright, talking about returning to the Wimbledon, I will surely return by 5 p.m. to lounge on a sport as I set to drop the anchor on the show this morning. My phone lines will be open and we will have so much to talk about. But until then, from me to you is I'm done and I'm gone. God bless, no stress. Stay tuned and do not touch us die as business around town will definitely take center stage. I will